shall we? Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is January 29th. We're here live from HQ3. Hello.
Hello.
It's Wednesday.
Good to see you, good brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys look handsome as hell. I pulled such a Francis by bringing in these boots
God
today.
damn, dude. I saw those the second you walked in, and I said to myself, wow, those are exactly the ones I wanted.
They're timeless boots. What do you think of
Timeless.
them? What do you think of them?
I think they have no time limit on them.
These are the kind of boots, after 7-8 years, you get them resold.
Oh, yeah.
You don't sell them. They're resold.
You repair them, yeah.
Yeah, you get a...
Those are
to a
Paraboot.
cowboy boot.
Those are Paraboot, which is one of the brands that when I asked for solicitations of good footwear to look at, a lot of people from our audience suggested Paraboot. And I looked at them and I went, but the store I went to did not have my size in that exact boot, which is what I wanted.
The licorice of Oreos.
Yep. I love the laces. So
that's the most important thing when I buy boots is the laces.
Yeah.
I need a red or a green or something funky.
I love that chunky lace you got on there. That's really good. Really good stuff. Roan looking awesome.
Good looks. Thank you, brother.
Looking absolutely fresh and good for his new show. Check out roan.com.
Well, I was just saying that I was watching clips of both of you on the show today.
Yeah.
I watched the minibar video, classic, and then we watched an old Lil Sasquatch clip that the chat was clamoring for of you walking through New York, saying how nice it was to get stabbed by a needle. And the thing I was struck by was how you were filming from under your face, but you didn't have a double chin. You just look cute as a fucking button.
I know the video. I was coming from the gym.
That must have been it. You could see it, dude.
Yeah,
you had
shirt.
the glow.
You had the chin
blue
pump,
shirt.
pump
My
at that
Florida
time.
Gators shirt.
Yeah, he was doing the chin exercise.
I was doing
where
a lot
you
of
strap
chin.
the thing to your head and you...
At that
pick up a
point,
weight.
yeah, all your chin musculature was tight
It was very tight
to
then.
your face. And,
Yeah.
and if you'd filmed it later in the day, it would have been droopy and doubled again.
No, probably not. I was in really good shape then.
No, you were mewing like crazy.
That was when I was in the best shape of my life in that
Jelking?
video.
Were you jelking your face?
I actually remember getting home from filming that video and my back was soaked in sweat because it was so hot out.
That's a blessing, though.
And I remember I was walking so much because I had to try and find a street where there wasn't a lot of people so I could film it.
But you
Wow.
were filming like the sky. There was no one behind you. You were just filming up your face. It could have been a billion people around you. You just couldn't tell from the perspective. But it is uncomfortable to film in front of people like that.
Yeah, I don't do it.
What happened from when you made those videos to now?
A lot.
Anything personally?
Why don't you do them anymore?
Just got bored of them.
Mhm.
Not really my interest anymore.
Did you watch?
More interested in making Call of Duty edits now. I thought you were going to say that was the video that you watched.
I watched that video.
Good video. You like the jazz?
It's so much mayhem.
You like the jazz, though?
Yeah, that was nice.
Nice touch, right?
I had to turn it sideways and try to look really closely to see what sort of badges and
Did you
honors.
just put this out?
Savior.
I put it out this morning.
You got a savior.
I got a savior, yeah.
Uh-huh.
What'd you edit it on?
iMovie on my phone.
When you would
At
get
2 a.m. last night.
when you would jump to a new place where you were, was that because you'd been killed?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
What was the most number of kills you got in a row during that particular round?
During the video, I don't think you can play. I think the music might get copyrighted.
Was that Miles Davis?
No, it was it was on some random playlist that I have. I had to buy the song. I bought 2 songs to see which one would be funnier. Because at first I was gonna do like fucking what's that G Unit song?
Which one?
Poppin' Tags.
Poppin' Tags?
Yeah, I was gonna do
How's it
Poppin'.
go?
Is that the one that's like every hood we go through?
All the gangsters around and a whole crew. They must around like you don't say. Ba-da-ba, we be popping them things. Is it tagged?
Popping them things, I think it's
popping
called.
them things?
Yeah.
Things.
I was going to do that song because I usually would use a rap song for my Call of Duty edits, as I have in the past, typically 50 Cent as well. And then I was like, it was too late to post because I knew it was going to get no traction if I posted at the hour that I was editing it at. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to post it in the morning, maybe I'll put some nice jazz over it. But I was also thinking about doing like a really sad song, so I had a Bon Iver song downloaded.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver. I was going to do Restacks. And I thought that one looked pretty good, but then I was like, that song.
Come on, Skinny Love.
Yeah, but then I didn't want to do a song that if people don't like the song, they wouldn't watch the full video. So then I was like,
neutral.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go neutral and go jazz, slow jazz.
I think that was the right touch.
Yeah,
but it's amazing to think how much went into the thought process.
Yeah, $6
of a video that really. I don't know what the point of that was.
What is the point of it?
There isn't any.
Yeah.
Even if you were a major Call of Duty 6 fan and a Twitch, consumer streamer type guy, I don't think that your video does much for them.
No, not at all.
Because it's just the montage of you doing stuff in the game.
Yeah.
Are you doing stuff that's really impressive?
Some of them are pretty impressive, yeah.
But but a real Twitch discerning consumer would not watch it, would say there's a lot lacking here.
Yeah, probably.
Because you're not showing full scenes?
No, I mean, do
other people make edits just like yours?
No. It used to. It used to be a huge thing in Call of Duty was to make montages.
Coaches in college, when I was being recruited for lacrosse, warned us not to create a highlight tape that was just us scoring goals nonstop.
Yeah.
They wanted to see one game, distilled our action in that game so they could see the whole run of play.
Yeah.
All facets of the game. Defense, carrying the ball, passing, hitting, scoring.
Yeah.
Right? So what you have done there is exactly what the coaches told us not to do.
Well, it's a little different.
No, it's the same. If you're trying to show the world how good you are at Call of Duty 6 Black Ops, it's not Black Ops.
It is.
Is it really?
Yes.
But it's like if a basketball player just showed a bunch of 3-pointers he made, you wouldn't be like, oh, he's good at basketball. It's like, oh, he could make enough 3-pointers to make the video good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys quite understand.
No, but that's exactly what we do. Is we're telling you
there's no like what would the other thing? It's a first-person shooter game. The only thing you do in the game is shoot people. So what would you rather me have shown? Me running around?
Yeah, ducking.
Don't you
building?
Administer aid to fallen comrades?
No.
You don't?
Hiding?
No, you die and then you respawn.
You can't.
What about the communication part?
Well, I didn't want to put my comms in there.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a nice.
That's like leaking my plays. Like I'm not trying to get my formations out. It was just a little teaser. Honestly.
I actually think there's something here, and I think that if you tried instead of took the piss.
We have to
I don't think I took the piss. I think I did try.
You tried in your own way.
I'd spent $3 on music for this.
Also, we have to recognize that, like, if we're like, you got to start taking this seriously, he'll be less likely to take anything seriously.
True.
We almost have to like neg him as his
but
parents.
I think
as
the
his
point.
gay dads.
I think the reason that I do it is that it's. I think the reason that it's funny is because I do take it seriously.
The editing or the playing?
Both. Like I think that's why it's funny.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I'm a stand-up comedian who's posting Call of Duty highlights.
Yeah, it's just
You're calling yourself a stand-up comedian now?
yeah, I am.
Crazy.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna be in Toronto tomorrow or today. If you're listening to this now, through the weekend, and then Boston in a couple weeks.
You got that passport ready?
Yeah.
I'm in DC this weekend, and just so you know, I think 3 of the 5 shows are sold out. And maybe more by now.
Wait, you're in DC this weekend?
Sorry, next weekend.
Next weekend.
So if you want to go, you better get tickets.
Super Bowl weekend.
Not on the Super Bowl. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Imagine if the Commanders were in it.
I know.
And you were in DC. It would have been so good for your shows.
That would have been good.
Everybody would have been going out.
I know.
You guys know they used to call DC the Chocolate City?
Yeah.
I saw that under one of Jack Mac's posts. Someone was saying that they used to call DC the Chocolate City. He had pointed out that there were 6 black people in a photo. And they're like, 6 black people? They used to call this the Chocolate City.
Damn. Really?
I guess. I didn't know it was the Chocolate City. This is the first I'm hearing about this.
I would have thought Hershey, Pennsylvania was the chocolate
place
city.
on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was the Chocolate City.
Hershey Park.
A lot of my Ethiopian bros live down there.
Yeah.
In the DC
in
area.
DC?
Yeah.
There are a lot of brothers that come from DC.
Yeah, there are a lot of Kevin Durant.
Chappelle.
Kevin Hart's from there, right? No, he's from Philly.
He's from
Philly.
But there are
so many legends coming out of Philly these days.
I know. Sass, when he performs at Celium. You did make yourself Philly coded for a little bit.
Yeah, I had to. I had to bump the tickets.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just playing the game.
Dave's done it too. Dave used to be like, I love my Philly scumbags. But then Philly does one thing and he's like, I love my Philly scumbags as much as the next guy, but they just took this guy's hat off. Throw him in the clink.
Yeah, I like the Philly scumbags to an extent, except for when they're like beating up babies and stuff.
It doesn't happen.
I mean, every week that the Eagles play a game, there's a video that comes out of like 10 Eagles fans like on the verge of murdering a child who's wearing like a it has like it's like a Patrick Mahomes jersey that's like meant for like a dog.
Yeah,
it's
onesie.
So small. Yeah,
it's got a little button snap in front of the crotch.
Yeah,
he has headphones on and a sign that says "My First Game."
Yeah.
Some Philly fans.
The back says like "Little Patty Mahomes."
Yeah. The future Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and we just are trying to throw him off of the top balcony of the 700 level of the stadium.
Get his jersey. Get his jersey.
Rip it off him. You thought you could just come here with no consequences? You're not so tough now.
And then like one dude from Philly goes on and is like, as a Philly fan, like, we do not condone this behavior. This is not.
And it's all forgotten.
This is one bad apple.
And everyone forgets it after that.
Yeah, until 6 days later.
Do you think that Philly has a particularly bad, ne'er-do-well sports fan base? Or are we just not seeing the concentration of, Dallas Cowboys people who are ripping hats off of opposing fans?
I think you're completely right. I think all fan bases are pretty much the same except for like LA. And I think it really just depends on whose team is good.
Yeah. It's funny too where, I've been to some Premier League games.
Yeah.
And if all you did to an opposing fan was take their hat off, your own fans would be like, dude, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Why didn't you punch him in the face and start a full-on brawl?
Why didn't you stab him?
Yeah. And that's fully accepted and expected.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans who travel to away games in the Premier League are ready to fight.
Yeah.
If that's what they'll do.
I read a book about one dude who stopped drinking because he wasn't sharp enough for his fights.
Yeah.
He he wanted to be of sound mind when he fought because he knew he fought better when he was sober.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
That's fucking sick.
Those videos of Russian teams, the firms, when they're like meeting in a snowy field and they're marching with like red torches burning and they're singing and then they're meeting and then
I've seen this.
They're amazing. They're
You've
like
never
Internet
seen this?
1.0-ish, honestly. I feel like they don't happen as much anymore.
It's like 70 on 70.
Really?
And they just like find a guy
They just hash
and
it out.
fight that guy until another guy comes along and sucker punches him because he's already dispatched with his guy.
Yeah.
And then at some point, one side realizes the other side's majority is lying on the ground, broken and bleeding, and a cry goes up. And they raise their fists in victory, and everyone sort of just goes their own way.
Interesting. Very old school.
You've never seen Green Street Hooligans?
No.
It's a fire movie.
Buddy.
It's really good.
Yeah, no, never even heard of
And
it.
it's like kind of corny, but it's still so good. They like make Elijah Wood look like a fucking nerd. Like the guy's talking about how sick British football is, and Elijah Wood's on the train being like, well, the Red Sox have a guy who can throw the ball 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, 90 miles an hour? Like, they have a guy that can throw it 90 miles an hour? It's like, no, there's like guys that, there's a guy that throws 100. Why would you not say the most that someone can throw?
Yeah.
Also, that movie starts out with him getting kicked out of Harvard.
Yeah.
And And then you say he's a nerd, but then they also turn him into this brawling, bruising kind of brilliant.
He's one friendship away from being a destructive fighter.
Yeah, and it's like Elijah Wood's 5'4". He played a hobbit without CGI. They cast him for that part due to his stature and his visage.
And then by the end of the movie, he's like, all right, let's have it.
Yeah.
Come on, then. It's just like fighting huge dudes.
Dude, speaking of 5'4", did you see the video of LeBron with AJ Brown and Cooper DeJean?
It makes him look like.
Why do they all look like they were like a JV, like a middle school football team?
Because LeBron is 6'8".
6'9".
Tekashi.
I looked it up this morning.
I think he's 6'8".
Then it kind of he said he was 6'9".
I don't know.
The internet.
I've seen it both ways.
You've seen it like to the inch.
I've seen it. 6'8's ringing a bell for me.
If he's 6'8", then the Eagles are in trouble.
I'm looking it up.
Bro, what do you think Hollywood Brown looks like next to him? Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy are like his legs.
Yeah.
Like they're nowhere close.
It kind of just made me be like, damn,
Isaiah
maybe
Pacheco
football's
could give him a
maybe
standing
football's
beach.
like a pussy sport. Like LeBron is a tank next to them.
They're saying 6'9" on Google, but then there's all kinds of other stuff.
I went to that Grizzlies game and met Zach Edey, and he was fucking huge, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking massive. And he's bigger than LeBron. Like, he's 7'5".
Well, 7'5" is ridiculous.
Hey,
what's
up, man? Nice to meet you.
Part of it made me think,
wraps
like,
around my body.
LeBron's so athletic, and he's so huge, but not huge the way that, like, Kevin Durant is huge. Like, he's, like, built like a football player.
What do you mean Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant's not huge.
Kevin Durant's like 7 feet tall.
You're saying that's the difference that you're pointing out. That LeBron is fucking jacked up, where Kevin Durant is like a slim big guy.
So in that sense, I wouldn't have started by saying LeBron's not huge the way that Kevin Durant is. You're just tall.
That's not what I said.
You used the word huge.
I said LeBron is huge, and I said not like the way Kevin Durant is huge.
I see what you mean. I got a little confused there.
I just meant Kevin Durant is like super tall, but he's
taller,
like super slender.
Yeah.
And LeBron is super tall, but he's not super slender. So I was like, part of me was like, he could have like, what if he played like wide receiver?
Dude, this has been a conversation
for a while.
Forever.
I know.
And I would have thought that, like, you know, maybe not now, but 10 years ago, you could have taken LeBron off of the basketball court, put cleats on him, and told him to go to camp.
Yeah.
He's probably making the team.
Dude, imagine throwing Hail Marys.
But those guys don't have lower halves.
It's Megatron. It's Megatron. It's Megatron.
Yeah.
You could throw it at him in triple coverage.
Yeah.
It'd play like 500, like Magic Box.
Yeah.
But if he had to block anybody, like Draymond Green tried to play tight end for Michigan State.
Yeah.
And he was like getting tossed, I think.
Because you can't block because those guys are so much, because they're so far
he's like
below
lighting his
you.
ass.
Yeah.
Pause. But he's like he doesn't have like the squat strength. Like these dudes are on the squat rack like 600-pound squatters. Like,
well, I feel like it's also got to be
squat 600.
I feel like it's also got to be harder to block someone who's way shorter than you. They're like
you have to get
they're like
leverage.
tackling at your knees.
Yeah, you can't get low on someone. Like Draymond could do the tush push.
Yeah. But LeBron could do the tush push.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even. Yeah, you just jump over. I think they got to start. I think this is something.
Imagine if
some people need to start thinking
Shaq had
about.
like played tight end.
Oh yeah.
But if that's your goal, then why not put Victor Wembanyama for the tush push? Takes the ball and just reaches 7 yards ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it would work.
He Space Jams it.
Yeah.
I just see LeBron. Like I feel like LeBron could be a legitimately good wide receiver, and then the fact that he's so tall, I feel like would be like you wouldn't be able to stop. Has there ever been a wide receiver that's 6'9"?
I think Harold Carmichael on the Eagles was about 6'8".
Really? Was he dominant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Was it just like just grab? I mean,
it was like it was a long time ago.
Imagine
I
if
think
you
it was like
you could pawn a
highlight
basketball.
tapes.
Dude, it's fun to go back and watch Megatron highlights.
Yeah, that dude was amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched him?
Yeah.
329 yards receiving in one game.
Yeah, it's
NFL
insane.
record.
That's sick. And he's like 6'5" probably.
Yeah.
Like kind of the same vibe.
But his hands are probably just gigantic.
But like LeBron's hands. Like,
I
if
bet you
can palm-
Megatron's hands
If you
are
can
probably...
palm a basketball that easily, imagine a football. It's got to be. I mean, you could just grab it like that, like just little snap and
Lobster
pick it
claw?
up. Yeah, like they would make that Odell catch look like nothing
Mhm.
because he'd just be just.
Justin Jefferson next to Ant Edwards. Like Justin Jefferson's huge. And he
So
just
Justin
looks like a
Jefferson's
little-
pretty huge.
No,
How
no,
tall?
no. The Ant Edwards is on the right. Ant Edwards is the bigger one.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the smallest guy on the court.
Damn. And Justin Jefferson is tall in football.
So is AJ Brown, 6'2".
Yeah. Dude, when I looked up AJ, because I saw the video of LeBron, and I was like, damn, AJ Brown must be like 5'8". And then I looked it up and I was like 6'2". And then I was like, dude, so LeBron's tall as
But
fuck.
so Jordan Mailata on the Eagles is 6'8", though.
Yeah.
The offensive lineman. He's like 6'8", like 330 or something.
Yeah.
340. And so that's a dude who's 6'8" and is like sprinting down the sideline, moving people.
Oh, he's O-line.
Yeah, but you don't think
Let's not get out of control here.
if
He's fat. You have a fat man.
if
Let's
he
not
runs
compare him
into
to
LeBron,
LeBron.
he's breaking LeBron.
But there's never going to be a situation where he would be running into. Why would the O-lineman be running into the wide receiver?
By accident. You
Sounds
never
like
ran
a man
into
who
somebody?
just doesn't know ball.
Like a halfback sweep, and he's trying to set the edge or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was a play this week where he blocked two guys into AJ Brown and folded AJ Brown.
All right.
I hate to even make it serious and flex on you, but you start throwing around allegations like I don't know ball. That's honestly when Francis was talking about his lacrosse highlight tapes where you have to watch the whole game tape. I was going to relay to you, like, as a kind of novice ball knower, like when you're scouting the college guys, you don't want to watch the highlight tape. You want full game versus Florida, full game versus Ole Miss, so you could see their best plays. You could see when they disappear on tape.
Interesting. Good to know.
As a ball knower, I mean, I just feel like I want to relay that,
you're
and then
talking
you
about-
throw out the allegation.
You were acting like LeBron and
Jordan Mailata are the same
Jordan
height.
Mailata.
Yeah, that's all I'm
We're going to
saying.
be doing like Oklahoma drills mid-game.
Maybe.
You don't know ball,
Don't say that, bro.
Wow.
which
Don't
is why I'm
fucking
going with
say
the
that.
Chiefs for the Super Bowl.
I need you to come to the game so I have someone to sit with.
I know. I'm going to go.
But you can't go for the Chiefs.
No, I'm going to go for the. I think I'm going to wear my Drake May jersey. Final decision. No, I'm dead serious.
I'm okay with that.
I think I'm going to.
I'm fine with that.
Why would you do that?
Just to give them a preview, like get ready for next year.
It's just like showing your
Yeah.
your
It's
dog
it's
the
like
meat
when
in
they
the
play
fridge.
in England, and dudes are wearing like Jaguars jerseys at like I guess the Jaguars play in England for most of their games of the season.
You should wear your Mac Jones for real.
Duval.
Oh no, it's so uncomfortable.
That clip
The
is
worst
so
thing I've
funny.
ever seen. Dude.
I don't think that. I think that video did him dirty.
No, did you? I watched the whole thing.
But dude, if you watch any of those press conferences, you can't hear anyone from the crowd. They easily could have laughed and you couldn't have heard it.
They
It doesn't
did it.
matter
It's
if
very
they
comfortable
laughed.
laugh.
You can't
What
hear
if
this.
they did
no,
laugh?
it's less uncomfortable if you hear laughs after.
The one thing that makes it he can't be redeemed from it is because he like unhinges his eyebrows where one goes up
Yeah.
per syllable.
Yeah,
Like that makes
it's
it
brutal. It's a tough video.
That makes it unconscionable.
Duval.
I try to square that dude giving a pump up speech in the locker room
Yeah,
to some 340-pound guy
yeah.
who's, ready to like hopped up on painkillers and ready to run through glass.
Yeah. It kind of has like, did you ever wait, play it again?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Duval.
There is some laughter.
It kind of has the same vibe as like, did you ever watch Hard Knocks last year when it was the Dolphins? And it'd be like Mike McDaniels. And you'd be like, he'd make a joke and then they'd pan over to like just like one of the 400-pound O-linemen and they just wouldn't have even a smile on their face. And you'd be like, I have a feeling it's hard for this guy to keep the locker room on his side.
Of course. The nerds are for sure infiltrating football.
Oh, yeah.
Like the advance of analytics has guys like me and you with a decent shot. Guys like Mike McDaniel, like Arthur Smith. Like these guys are all, I think, deep down nerds.
Oh, yeah.
Same with this guy. But Liam Cohen sounds like one of your Harvard classmates.
It does.
The Cohen Trust.
The Cohen Trust.
The Cohen Foundation.
Yeah.
Like
Duval.
What were the three things he said before? What did he say? Like
Dude.
Jacksonville.
Dude, he was,
Something.
but I watched it. It was like, it was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He was like, we're looking to bring wins back to Jacksonville, Duval. And everyone was like, what?
But the way he kind of like,
Yeah, he like really like
Sasses
shimmies
it.
into it.
it's like almost like a lesbian cop almost
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Like this like really crazy confidence of a gay cop.
It's a tough
Of a gay
video.
woman cop.
It's a tough one.
Duval.
My-
Being able to unhinge your eyebrows like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's the first word that 99% of the people who've ever heard of you heard you
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
He's also wearing like a baggy suit. It's just a rough video.
But hold on a second.
He's
So,
got like a fucking Kings of Comedy suit on.
yeah,
The Stacey Adams joint.
2003 NBA draft.
Yeah.
You said that nerds are, taking over football.
Right.
There have been nerds in football who can still maintain that steely,
Oh yeah, Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. People, he was a nerd, but he didn't.
The genius.
People listened to him,
Yeah, because he's a fucking asshole. He's a hard ass.
but not in the drill sergeant way, not in the
No.
former NFL player.
He's more of like the disapproving father.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels fucked it up for everyone.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels happened because before him, like Matt LaFleur happened, and because before that, Sean McVay happened. And Sean McVay was what really changed it because they're like, oh, this young guy is a fucking smart coach. And then they went from his tree, and then they went down to McDaniels. McDaniels might be a step too far because he has it even in his like clothing. Like he'll wear the capri pants and like have his whole ankle out.
Yeah,
With
he
some,
wears the
like,
off-white shoes
the
with the tag still
off-whites.
on them.
And like Belichick would cut his sleeves off.
Yeah.
Like he dressed like the autist he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The genius.
Autistic genius.
Yeah.
Which I think is impressive.
Yeah. Belichick was the best.
Duval.
Did you see Belichick's calling for the Lombardi Trophy to be changed to the Brady Trophy?
That's crazy glazing.
I
Make
see
it
a
the
reason-
Mahomes
I don't
Trophy.
see a reason why not.
I'm surprised. Do you think that's him trying to do damage control given that their relationship is fractured?
I don't think their relationship is fractured.
I think it's fractured given what I saw from that documentary.
Have you seen them on interviews? Dude, they do like interviews together like
That's all
every
damage.
single
That's
week.
all damage control. They're trying to write the narrative because that documentary exposed.
I think the relationship between the Crafts and Belichick is definitely broken.
Well, I think it's Brady and Kraft
Bruised,
on one side
definitely
and
bruised.
Belichick on another.
I think that's what Kraft thinks.
Yeah, but Tommy went to Bill.
Tommy.
Tommy went
I
to
hate
Robert
when he calls him
Kraft's.
Tom. When he calls him Tommy.
Tommy went to Bobby's house and he
Tommy
cried.
came over. He was crying.
He was crying.
Baby.
Yeah, he was crying like a baby, and it was all because Billy.
heart broke for Tommy.
It was all because Billy hadn't given him. They weren't even acknowledging him in the way that he deserved to be. So now Billy is coming back and saying, "Let's change the Vinny Lombardi Trophy to the Tommy Trophy."
I think Belichick thinks, or I think Robert Kraft thinks that like him and Tom are still like super close. Like this is forever. It's us against Belichick. I think at the end of the day, though, it's two football guys. I mean, you got Brady and Belichick. Obviously, they're going to side against Kraft. What did Kraft do?
He did everything.
Be rich,
Yeah, he put them together. He baked the cake.
brother. You've fallen a little too deep into the Apple TV documentary.
I'm
I'm afraid you're not reading between the lines.
Look.
It was a hit piece. It was.
No, it wasn't.
Even Belichick said it on Pat McAfee recently.
I could
He
read
said
between the lines
there's-
of Tom Brady's what he said in his interview pieces.
Belichick said on Pat McAfee the other day, he said that someone said the documentary is about you, and he said there's one documentary about me. He said there's another one that's a roast.
Yeah, it's he would say that now.
The documentary, dude. Anyone that watches that documentary and comes away from it being like, "Oh man, Belichick sucks," is just a fool.
I don't think he sucks. I think that the truth is that he and Tom Brady were, that they butted heads a little bit.
Yeah,
Two alphas, right?
Yeah.
Both alike in dignity.
Yeah.
In fair New England, where we play our scene. So my point being that fucking Belichick did not give Tom Brady, he was suggesting that other quarterbacks were going to start drafting quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I mean,
good-looking quarterbacks.
All right, like that whole argument
much.
about like
Matt Castle.
about Kraft being like Belichick told us to get rid of Brady, and then Brady won the Super Bowl the next year. Like, yeah, that sucks. Brady also assembled like a star team for the Bucs that the Patriots didn't have, and he sucked the next season.
That's the best
and then retired.
Super Bowl that Tom Brady won. By far the most memorable, the one with the Bucs.
Not even close.
That's his legacy.
What's his best one then? 23?
Atlanta, yeah.
No, I disagree. Because to me, all the New England stuff I could say was the brilliance of Robert Kraft, mainly. And I could write it off to that, brilliant sort of puppet master up in the glass office, knows exactly how to spend his money.
Yeah, doesn't know how to spend his money. That's why Belichick was forced to get rid of Brady, because he knew that Kraft wasn't going to spend on the people that Brady wanted.
Yeah, I don't know what documentaries you're watching.
I've seen them all.
That's not what I saw.
If Belichick sucks at... Oh, I'm sorry. Go finish your point.
Well, just to say that Brady then went to a different team, completely different market, totally different coaching staff, different, everything, and won a Super Bowl there. That, to me, different colors, different fucking...
Dude, there literally couldn't have been...
Weather.
They could have gotten rid of the offensive coordinator and the head coach and just kept a defensive coordinator, and they still would have won that Super Bowl.
In Tampa Bay?
It was Brady. It was like Brady assembled the Avengers and won the Super Bowl.
On defense?
No, I'm saying like they're like Brady was controlled that entire offense.
You're saying by getting Antonio Brown?
You got it, Gronk, Antonio Brown. They had a star team.
They didn't win. They didn't win when they had Randy Moss and went undefeated.
No, they went undefeated.
They didn't win though.
Eli, I know that's probably hard to hear.
Kraft's fault.
That's Belichick's fault.
That one was on Kraft. Actually, people have said for a while, they said that Super Bowl's on Kraft.
Don't put that on Kraft.
Yeah.
Do not.
If you're saying that that's on Robert Kraft, then you are admitting that he has much more to do with the wins and losses of the team.
I'm saying the only win or loss that he's ever impacted is that one.
Ugh, so
Bobby?
selective.
Billy or Tommy?
Bobby.
Bobby
Kraft.
Oh, Bobby
K.
Yeah, Bobby Kraft.
Bobby. So my question related is, if Belichick sucks at UNC, do you think that tarnishes his legacy forever? And on the same or the other side of the coin, if he wins there, is that his sweetest victory because he did it in different colors?
If UNC wins the national championship this year, yeah, that is his legacy.
I will be open-minded to that if they make a documentary about it and the players say, I loved him.
But what if the players say he sucks, but we won the national championship?
Which is probably what they will say, in which case we will have to give all credit to the athletic director.
But that's the thing that annoyed me about that documentary was it was like talk about all the bad things that Bill Belichick did. There was never any mention like, oh, but what about the 6 Super Bowls that he got you guys? Like, you don't think that those guys in the documentary, like the people that are speaking, you don't think any of them were like, oh, no, it was definitely worth it to win 6 Super Bowls?
I think the argument is that they could have still won those Super Bowls without him being such a mean guy.
No.
He was so mean.
No.
It's bittersweet. You could be like a nice, awesome coach like Sirianni. It's possible to be nice as fuck.
It's the MJ argument, right? MJ won all those championships and, all of his teammates are in therapy to this day.
Yeah.
Because of what he did to them.
Yeah, because he's a lunatic.
LeBron has won 4 championships and all of his teammates have been having a grand old time, smiling, duck boating.
Yeah.
Not duck boating.
That's why they lost to the 76ers last night.
Floats in the Caribbean, stuff like that, Bahamas.
Banana boats.
Banana boats.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to settle for being mediocre, that's fine.
4 championships is not mediocre.
6. Would you rather have 4 or 6?
4, I think.
No, why?
I'd rather win 4 as LeBron's
Why
teammate than 6
have...
as MJ's teammate.
Not in a million years.
Also, I don't. Was Scotty? Did Scotty win all 6 championships with MJ?
Yes.
He did?
Yeah, I think so.
Pippen did?
Yes. I'm like 90% sure, yeah.
Yeah. So he might have been the only teammate that won all 6 with MJ.
But Phil Jackson was there for all 6 too.
That's true. But everyone would say that Phil was the good guy to MJ's.
The Zen master.
Belichick.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have one. But also, it's like, dude, watch any Tom Brady like mic'd up moments. It's not like Tom Brady was on the sidelines like playing rock paper scissors with the team. Like he's fucking. There's that one clip where he's like, "That's good enough to suck." He's like, "You suck."
Yeah.
Like he was a hard ass.
Dude, you're
he was
not wrong.
Just like Belichick.
I think both of them, right, not great. The only good guy
No,
in all
both of
that
them were great.
was Robert Kraft.
The way that you know Brady's really like that is because of that roast moment when he was like, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Don't fucking say that again.
And that's how you know he was always with Robert Kraft, because they were making jokes about Robert Kraft.
Bro, that's just
He's
Tommy.
Don't say that about Robert Kraft. There were lots of jokes made about Belichick at that roast, and he never once said, "Don't say that."
Because Belichick's not a raging pussy. He didn't have off limits jokes in the roast.
Now you're just
imagine
picking.
showing up to a roast and be like, "But don't talk about the time that I went to the massage parlor and had like children jack me off."
Yeah,
that's your owner, bro. That's that.
I don't like Robert Kraft.
I
He
would say that.
sucks.
I would say that if they were starting to say that about a true father figure who hugged me when I was crying because our coach was such a fucking asshole, and the person that I knew was responsible for most of the championships we won.
They leave out the fact that in that story where he goes over to Bobby's house and cries, Brady's like 43 in that scene. It's like, dude, pull it together. You're worth like $300 million at that time. And you're crying.
I love that we got you to call Robert Kraft Bobby without even realizing it.
No, I did it on purpose.
No, you didn't.
I 100% did it on purpose.
We incepted you. That's
I
inception.
100% did it on purpose.
What do you think when Tommy becomes the quarterback of the Raiders when he's like 48?
That would be awesome.
They just re-signed
Tommy and Pete
Or they just
Carroll?
signed Pete Carroll.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be a huge one. I think it's on the table. I think he could easily come back.
100%.
If it's his team, he feels younger. He's doing the same thing. He's probably like measuring his son's boner length.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
What's that guy's name?
I forget.
You should know his name. If anyone should know this guy's name, the guy who's like committed to staying young.
Alexis Guerreros?
No.
The guy who got he's like taking his son's blood or some shit.
Yeah, he gets transfusions of his son's blood. His son's Brian Johnson.
He did they measured, they have like some device that like measures your erections through the night. And he like compares it with his 19-year-old son. He's like, look how much stronger my erections are than my son's.
He was like,
at
he
19.
was like same length of time. It was like 84 minutes of erection each. And he was like, he had 6 and I only had 5 or something like that.
Yeah, something weird.
Erections throughout the night.
Oh, yeah. His erections lasted longer per erection.
Yeah, he had longer time. He had same time of erection with fewer erections, which means longer lasting erections.
I don't judge my erections.
Longer yards per carry.
What a strange metric upon which to measure erections. I think erections should be measured on the same scale that we measure rocks hardness, right?
Yeah.
So there's diamond,
but I think that is
down into like tourmaline, and
I think that is kind of what they did though.
Limestone.
I think that is kind of what they did.
It was the amount and length.
If you have an erection for 84 minutes, it's probably not like half soft.
They tell you to call a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd want someone in there with like a stud finder or something.
I kind of want
like
to figure out how they got that. How do you get that information? I want to know mine.
You'd be dismayed to find out.
What if mine was like 13 seconds?
I can tell you exactly how you found out. All right. So here's what you do. You cut a hole in your mattress.
Yeah.
Sleep face down.
Yeah.
You put some sensors in there.
Okay.
Covered in little silly putty.
Yeah.
That's because otherwise they're not happening. And then you put a little stopwatch right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And as soon as your dick gets hard enough, it starts it by touching it. And then it stays on it. And then when it recedes, it stops somehow.
I was thinking of like having like a series of sticks of lipstick on like a revolver. And so every time you go down in the hole and touch one, it revolves to the next piece of lipstick. And the amount of colors of lipstick on your dick is how many erections you had. But I guess that wouldn't tell the length. It would just tell how many.
That and depth, right?
And the depth.
And depth?
Depth of erection, I think.
What is the app? There's got to be an app. I think we should all do it and compare.
I don't disagree with this. I actually
think we should
this
do
is
it.
a good
I
initiative.
think we should do it and compare.
But I have a little side step here. Speaking of erections, what do you guys take on lingerie? Do you guys like lingerie?
I have no qualms with it.
No qualms.
No qualms.
No qualms.
No qualms.
Are you anti?
I don't know. The problem I have is that my skin is very sensitive, and sometimes it just makes it very itchy. Like, unless you buy the really high quality stuff, which is clearly made from real silk and, netting and all that.
I think you gotta, if it's your body, you have to splurge on it. You know what I mean?
I think that's right, but it's like one of those things where I'm not really doing it for me. I'm doing it for
them.
They. What was that guy's name?
Brian Johnson.
Brian Thomas Jr.
You're balled out. Actually, Brian Johnson is the former Eagles offensive coordinator who's now the passing game coordinator for the Washington Commanders. Ball knowers will tell you that. Went to Florida.
I went back and watched the Brandon Walker intro video when he gets hired to Barstool.
Yeah. It's a good one.
That will make me laugh till the day that I die.
Yeah.
Where he's like, Dave.
And he's like, what's happening?
And
What's
his hair's
happening here?
Straight down.
Yeah. My wife cut my hair. Thank you very much. She's dead. That's not funny. She's not dead.
Yeah, he killed it. No one has shown such understanding and self-awareness when just being thrown into the middle of it.
Yeah.
Did you see the video that like Mincy was doing play-by-play at like a high school game the weekend when he was hired?
No.
It's so funny. There was like someone was like going to go to Kansas, and they're like, "What does this guy and Ben Mintz have in common?" Like, well, they're both going to be spending next fall in Manhattan. Congrats, Ben. Because one's going to Manhattan, Kansas. One's going to Manhattan, New York.
Oh, I see.
It was just
Brandon?
He was good at it. He was like good. He wasn't like bumbling. He was like
Mincy?
Yeah, he was like fluent.
Wasn't Brandon supposed to go do some play-by-play for high school recently? Did he ever do that?
I don't think he did.
Oh, yeah, because he needed to take off like 3 months from work to do it, and it was an unpaid gig.
He was going to be the local high school play-by-play radio guy.
Yeah, they wanted him there the whole season. That's what it was.
Or he was going to drive down on the Fridays.
Yeah, he was going to drive to Mississippi.
From Illinois or something like that.
Wow.
Because he just doesn't like to fly, I guess.
But he does it. He does it right.
We'll have to have Brandon on the podcast next week.
Brandon Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Tommy Walker.
Oh, I was just thinking Brandon talk fantasy.
Yeah, after he whipped everyone's asses.
Oh.
Are you going to make him a trophy as commish? I think that's your duty.
Oh, it should be the Rogan Kettlebell.
No, we need that. We're not giving that away.
It's not a bad trophy though for next season.
We'll do it for
next season. We'll do it for next season.
Roan did to get that here is not means we're not giving it away. Also, if we gave it away, how would you get it?
I was gonna say you don't have to worry about it because I'm definitely not bringing that thing to New Orleans.
You're not bringing it anywhere.
No.
I'm surprised you've let it sit on that table as long as you have.
We're gonna come in one day and the table's gonna be in half for sure. You
Just
definitely
flush to
shouldn't
the
have
floor.
that concentrated 50 pounds in the dead center of the table.
It's okay.
That's how tables work. That's literally, look, there's like an X supporting it underneath the table. That's like the strongest point of the table.
No,
All
interesting.
4 of these legs distribute the weight evenly. It separates the.
I understand how
gravity.
tables work.
I don't think you do, bro. I don't think you actually understand how
I just didn't know
tables
it
work.
was that nice of a table that had the X underneath.
I think it's
I did some
think it's
good kettlebell
fortified.
stuff yesterday. I was really getting after it.
That's good.
Same. What were you hitting?
I do this cool thing sometimes when I get in the mood where I do a 1-arm snatch, and then I do a reverse 1-leg lunge, and then I bring it down, and I switch to the other hand snatch. I do 10 on each side, 3 sets.
Damn. You must be. Your heart must be pounding afterwards.
You get good sweat going there, and I like that a lot.
That ain't bad.
Isn't it nice to feel your heart pound, or like feel the rasp in your throat of like gasping for breath, like you were like running sprints at like a practice in high school or something like that? That's nice to get that.
It does, yeah. Sometimes just remembering that you can still push your body beyond a place that you thought possible.
Makes you feel alive.
I got to get back in the jungle.
Why don't you do a Turkish get up with that thing one time?
No,
Saz?
I don't think I could do a Turkish get up with a 55-pound kettlebell. I really don't think I could.
You've got to try it, dude.
I will.
Not
someday.
today? Not today?
I don't know if I remember the steps. I don't think I can do this.
You can. You just get on your back first.
You better not break the kettlebell. Whoa, on concrete.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Game Time. We love going to live events. We love it more than anything. We got Lil Sass and Roan trying to find their way into the Super Bowl, and there's no better place to look for Super Bowl tickets than Game Time. Whether it's a concert, a football game, or a comedy show, we always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports and certainly of Son of a Boy Dad. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I was looking for some Snoop Dogg tickets. Turns out he's not touring. And I saw an amazing Game Time Picks deal for great seats. Just kidding. He's not touring. I'm going to figure out another act to go see on Game Time, which I'm very excited about. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? I'm not going to buy Snoop Dogg tickets. I'm going to buy tickets to Coldplay. They're about to do a big U.S. tour, and I've been dying to see them. Tickets now with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today and use code BOYDAD to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it?
Game time. This podcast is sponsored by Orgain. Orgain believes real nutrition has the power to make a real difference in people's lives. Orgain's new 30-gram complete protein shakes offer protein-packed real nutrition designed to satisfy your cravings without any added sugar. Plus, they're an excellent source of premium ultra-filtered protein with all 9 essential amino acids. Looking for fuel to feel your best, need muscle support and recovery, or just looking to maintain a healthy lifestyle? Orgain's 30-gram protein shakes checks all those boxes. And from the protein powders to bars to shakes to tons of other nutritional products, Orgain has products that the whole family will love. I love Orgain. I love how it tastes. I love how it makes me feel. Remember, there's no quick fixes when it comes to health. If you want more protein, give Orgain 30-gram protein shakes a try. Head to Orgain.com/BoyDad and use code BOYDAD for 30% off your order. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code BOYDAD for 30% off. One last time, for 30% off, head to Orgain.com/BoyDad. Use my code BOYDAD.
This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and you have a shot to score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That is a solid deal. $5. All you got to do is you just got to bet $5 and then you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOYDAD. That's code BOYDAD for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Boy, that was close.
Why?
It was 1 minute, like 1 minute.
Oh, really?
Second, yeah.
I reread one of the lines.
Perfect.
Yeah, so next week, Monday morning here.
And then this. And then that. Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Pretty much.
That was fucking sick.
Oh,
That was super impressive.
Looked easy as fuck.
that wasn't too bad.
That was super impressive.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was impressive as much as just think it's just easy to do.
No, that's not easy to do.
I bang those out constantly. Nah, not right now.
Doing that with the 20s.
Sore.
Impressive.
From what?
I was doing them with 75s last night. I got 2 Rogans. Because they come in a set.
A 3-pack.
Yeah, so I just gave you guys this one.
You can get a flight of kettlebells.
Russian nesting dolls.
yeah, they all fit in each other.
This is cool. We had these Russian nesting dolls when I was a kid, and we still have them. And my niece and nephew play with them when they come up to Maine. Whew, that made me a little short of breath. Also because I ate 2 cookies right before the start of the pod. But these nesting dolls were made in Russia, and they say on the bottom of them, property of the Soviet Union.
That's
Whoa.
badass.
Isn't
that
cool? Yeah.
They were made before the fall of the wall.
That's so badass.
I haven't seen much stuff that says like
Soviet
USSR property of
No.
the Soviet Union.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of
Probably
sweet.
sell those.
I wonder.
Make a quick buck.
Do you think Russia's back? I heard it's nice over there.
I don't know. I don't think you can. I think we're still not allowed to go to Russia.
I don't think we're
Is
going
that
there
true?
anytime soon. You could go, but you're not supposed to.
The lady who gave me the facial said that you can just go to Russia whenever you want.
Oh, I don't think you can, because I was
Or to
looking into
Moscow.
going to Russia to go fishing, and I looked up, can you go to Russia? Or I think maybe I looked up, is it safe to go to Russia? And it said no.
What do they have over there? Is it the mid-mouth?
the river?
No, the fish?
type of fish.
Oh no, they have massive trout.
Big mouth.
No, just normal mouth.
So mid-mouth.
Mid-mouth?
No, mouth is only for bass. Small mouth, large mouth.
But trout have mouths.
Yeah, but they're not referred to by their mouth. One of them is referred to by its throat, cutthroat.
Deep throat?
Cutthroat trout.
Cutthroat.
You might recognize a cutthroat trout from the photo I posted on Instagram.
That little one?
Big fish.
Okay.
Cutthroat.
Ever since we did our rod reveal, all of my feed on Instagram has been people casting and catching fish in rivers.
Pretty nice, huh?
I'm going to get into it.
Yeah. I talked to that guy.
Yes. Patron rods.
Yeah. He told me to just take yours.
That'll never happen.
He was like, honestly, dude, I really don't feel like making another one, so just take Francis's.
You don't need it. You already have a 9'5" weight.
I'll give you mine. We'll do a
I
swap.
don't want any of your fucking dog shit rods, your little Fisher Price playthings.
No, he said he's going to make me one. He said it's going to be ready for Montana.
Sass's rods have magnets on the end to fish little plastic fishies out of a bucket of water.
Are your boys going to be jealous when you roll up with the best rod?
Definitely.
So you're jealous of Francis because he rolled up with the best rod.
No, I'm not jealous of Francis.
You obviously are. If
You
they're going to be
definitely
jealous, that was a trap. You just fell right
The
into
rod
it.
makes the man. Good trap, Roan. Appreciate that.
The rod really doesn't make the man, though. I feel like we've been over this.
I am going to get
It
myself.
doesn't matter what kind of rod you have if you can't do anything with your rod.
Boys, if the fishing I'm into is noodling. That's
Yeah.
all I like to do.
Noodle?
I like to just go full arm in the catfish hole.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Oh,
Cover
that's
yourself
cool.
in mud.
That's the only way I like to fish.
You ever seen those videos of those dudes in like Africa and they're just covered, like you don't see anything and all of a sudden you just see eyes move and then you realize there's just a dude underwater covered in sand
Yeah.
and then he just like reaches out and grabs the fish.
I
Surely
love that.
there's an easier way.
I love that.
A
Hey,
net?
I'm thinking I'm going to get the Ross Evolution LTX.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
You're not familiar with Ross reels?
No, I am, but I'm not familiar with the Ross LTX.
You know, I could also
Revolution.
look at some
Revolution.
sage reels,
Sage feels good. Those are
but I want to go big. I think no, Ross is way more expensive, so you know it's better. The Ross Evolution.
How much? What are we talking about on price here? That's what the average man wants to know.
$475
for a Ross?
for the Ross
And how much
Evolution
was the Coors
LTX.
Banquet?
The Coors Banquet's way more than that.
Is it because it's collector? Because it's like
Collector.
Fuck,
Because it's good shit.
I want the most expensive one. I have to have that.
The Coors Banquet reel right now is going for $528.
Jesus
That
Christ.
actually ain't bad.
That's not bad at all, honestly. Maybe we should get a trio of them. Should we get a flight of Coors
Yeah,
Banquet?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I
That
would do
should be the fantasy football trophy.
The Coors Banquet reel?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Well, you're the commissioner. When I won the fantasy football league here for the first year of Fantasy Football Factory, the commissioner, Aria, got me a trophy.
Really?
So that's on you to get the trophy, to make the league good and fun.
I think the kettlebell's the trophy. I think we do no trophy for this year.
No, give him the reel. Give him something. You're about to see him.
I don't have anything to give.
Go to a trophy shop. You're in New York.
Try.
Go to a trophy shop.
You're in New York.
Why are you saying that like there's one on every block?
Dude, I Uber Eats a 2-pound lobster to work in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. You can get a trophy.
That's
today.
food.
I think.
Go to a trophy shop. We're in New York.
Trophy shops nearby. Crown Trophy, 0.6 miles from here.
There you go.
AAP Plus Awards. Wait, this is literally around the block.
They'll
Trophy shop, a 5-minute walk away.
They'll engrave it.
0.2 miles.
They'll engrave it while you wait.
I didn't know there was trophy shops just like that in New York.
You should get him one of those gigantic Taekwondo karate trophies that have like 5 different tiers.
That would be so
And you're
sick.
like-
That give him a huge trophy.
You're like, did you invent karate? And the kid's like, no, I came in 4th place in my regional tournament.
I'm Jewish, actually. I went to Tiger Schulman.
Francis, I'm looking at the Mirage reel right now for you.
How much?
That's going to cost you about $700.
Okay. All right. I can work with that.
I can't believe how close a trophy shop is. It's literally on 26th.
Yeah, that doesn't really make much sense.
Between
to me.
6th and 7th.
Yeah, I'll have to hit the trophy shop. I mean, maybe I have trophies at my. Maybe I'll find something at my apartment.
You
that I
don't
could just
have
make
any
a trophy.
trophies at your apartment. Get a trophy.
I'm not getting a trophy.
Why?
I'll make some sort of trophy.
No, that's so fucking janky. Make the league fun to be part of.
It's better than me going and buying like a trophy.
It'd be so funny if you couldn't check the trophy. It was so big. If you had to bring it with you.
I guess I could ship it to New Orleans.
Barstool could do it for you.
Yeah, okay, then have Barstool do it.
They're not going to go get it, though.
Well, they'll have to go get it. That's that. If you said Barstool's going to do it, Barstool will do it. I'll text Dave and I'll say, Dave, I need someone to get a fantasy football trophy and have it in my hotel room upon arrival.
But no rinky-dink shit either.
Yeah,
It has to be super tall.
I need it in Brandon's hotel room. That would be sick.
If it was waiting for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get it down there early.
If I asked them to get me a trophy, I would get a trophy, and it would be like a pink Whitney bottle with that was mounted to a fucking platform. It'd be like the pink Whitney trophy. Everything's like a deal.
Everything is a pink Whitney deal too.
It would be like a stack of pirate waters.
Yeah. Which are
Classic.
great. Which are
good.
Which are so good.
Which are good. Which we do love.
Yikes.
Almost as much as this body armor.
Yikes.
Which I do love.
What, did I say something bad?
Just, coming after major sponsors.
Yeah, should we call Whit right now and tell him what you said?
I don't think I was coming after anybody.
Because we'll tell Whit right now.
Just knocking major sponsors.
Have you ever talked to Whit?
First of all, they're not major sponsors. They're Barstool products.
Ooh, shit. Not major sponsors. Oh, no.
They're not major. That's like when we were doing, before you were on the podcast, our ad reads would be like the Barstool store. It would be like, well, I don't think the Barstool store is paying Son of a Boy Dad for ad reads.
It makes it seem like there's ads in the show.
Yeah.
Makes you look more professional.
This episode is brought to you by Pardon My Take merch. That's what it would be. That's literally what it would be. Like, use code SON to get $20 off on your favorite Pardon My Take crew necks.
Yeah. Wasn't even our merch.
Oh no. The funniest was when KB and Nick for Anus had a Smartless ad. They were like, we're advertising another comedy podcast on our podcast. Yeah. You guys sick of this podcast? Boy, do I have a better one for you.
You'll be addicted. You will never listen to this one again. That's why we don't even have guests on, bro.
No.
We don't even let people think. It's like when someone's doing a Pepsi ad, they'll think any other brand in the ad is a deterrent to Pepsi being in there. Like if there's Oscar Mayer in the background of a Pepsi ad, even though it's not in the competition, that's like us with other podcasts. We won't even have someone else on unless you know that they do a podcast. We'll have Dana Beers on. He doesn't have a podcast.
No, us having Dana Beers on is the equivalent of us reading ads for the Barstool store.
Yeah, yeah.
We like to keep it all in-house here. As much
We got to
as
have
possible.
him back on. We should have another Christmas episode with him.
I love Dana.
Now.
Yeah, honestly. It
Are you
helps with the views a lot.
After you're back off the wagon, after you celebrate the Super Bowl, would you drink some eggnog with booze in it?
No. What?
You tried to sneak that by.
You said you're going to drink again if the Eagles win the Super Bowl. If you're
You did say
celebrating,
that.
you said you break sobriety.
Oh, I think I said it would hard to. I think I said it would be hard to not break sobriety.
No, you said I'm going to break. That'll probably make me break sobriety. I think
if it's like me and Saquon hanging out in a corner together, yeah, I'm probably gonna have.
And
to have a
Saquon
drink.
says, "Here, have a sip."
But
of
also,
this.
those guys don't really drink like that.
Yeah, they won't drink if they win the Super Bowl. Not even a sip of champagne.
No, they do. But I remember when we went out with the Bills, none of them were drinking. That was why it was so
It's
funny.
mid-season. There was work to be done.
That's true.
What
It was
are we
also,
celebrating?
it was also right on the edge of the playoffs.
What are we? Yeah, what are we celebrating?
I think it was the
You guys
last
don't really
regular
booze,
season
huh?
game.
Because you're 6'6", 320.
No, I guess it was in November. So no, yeah, I guess it was dead mid-season.
Or maybe they just hold it together. Like you didn't see them like physically drinking.
No, I didn't see. I don't. I think that's why it was so funny because it was me, Shane, and Lemaire all just blacked out, and they were like Shane and Lemaire were on like mushrooms. We were all on like Adderall, so we were all like fucked up, and they were all just like dead sober. I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it was funny.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Do you think you did enough drinking so that you will be able to tell stories of the times you got fucked up for the rest of your life without ever drinking again, if it comes to that?
I think I got a couple, like a good amount of stories.
So you think like you can say I got so fucked up this time, like this thing that for the next 70 years of your life you'll be able to reference those times and say, I used to really throw it back this one time with the Bills.
I mean, the Bills one's it's a pretty good story.
That's your
I'm
best.
not
I think
even making
that's
a
really
joke.
all. No, I'm serious. I think that's
I'm not
really all
making
I
a joke
need.
at all. It's like when guys say, you know, that they got married too early and they wish they'd given themselves more time to, you know,
Yeah.
Show their wild
slam
oats.
some pigs.
Yeah. No, I think I'm pretty much good. I think that story, like, I think I could have quit drinking after that, and that story carries.
But now you're
Because
just
especially now, it's like at the time maybe it didn't, but it's like now, okay, so now Shane's an A-list celebrity now, so that helps the story.
But that's just one story. If you just tell your one story over
I could
and
just
over,
tell different versions of it.
your
It's
kids
a
are
it was a
gonna,
long night.
your kids
There's like
are
6 stories wrapped into that one story.
start lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you lie a little bit, it'll help. But now your
Doug
stories.
Flutie was still the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know,
It was crazy.
Flutie showed up out of nowhere. Flutie!
he said, "Hey Flutie, want to try the drop kick extra point?" We created a field goal with our arms. Sure enough, used a pitcher.
Flutie just hitting like the hang down like knockout thing, the speed bag, and like scoring like a 900. The Bills go nuts.
Anyway, you could see why I don't drink anymore. How you
that
gonna
was
top
Flutie.
that night? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who I think it was like Dawson Knox was like playing the game at Dave & Buster's where you press where it's like the reflex game where it's just it's a bunch of it's a bunch of buttons and they light up and you have to press them.
That's
And
what
it
they
was-
used to warm up Formula One drivers.
Really?
A version of
A
that.
version of it. Yeah.
Version.
It was that, but it was like it's supposed to be really difficult, but his entire body was taking up the entire thing. Like his body was over the entire like you're supposed to be like moving around. It was literally just him being like because he was so massive compared to the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game for children.
You guys ever do the one where like the sticks of dynamite drop and you gotta like catch
No,
them?
but
It looks
I saw
fun
the
as shit.
Eagles.
I
want to
do that. That looks awesome.
I saw the birds do it.
They
you
did
see
that
it?
one?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see them do it.
Yeah, they posted it on their Instagram a
They
couple
were
weeks
probably
ago.
having a blast. They're always doing fun
They
shit
were.
over there.
They're trying to
Francis,
copy the Bills.
I bet you'd be sick at it.
I think so too.
I think I would be really good at it.
I've always been, every time I walk under a building in New York, I always check for a high floor to see if it's on fire and there's a child that someone's hoping to drop off to me.
So you could catch the child.
Yeah, and I would do it, no problem.
Would you go to the ground and kind of like let the weight take you to the ground,
I
or would
think
you just
so.
try to barehand it like
no,
as it goes past?
oh, stick it,
Sticking it,
stick the kid,
one-handed
head,
sticking the kid,
just
like
pure head.
If you
Yeah,
catch it across,
a
a kid out of the air like that'd be so nice.
That
But I
is
think
cool.
you got to get under it, catch it to the ground.
You gotta really, yeah, you have to. And kids are gangly. I mean, they don't fall well. They
Yeah,
don't fall well.
No,
not
they
American
don't.
kids.
I
anyway.
asked this on.
Because they're always holding on to the last second,
I think I asked this on an old episode. Yes.
swinging towards the windows.
Yeah, they bounce off a ledge or two.
Yeah.
So you don't actually want to be flush to the wall.
No.
And there's something about physics where that's true too. People fall in an arc usually.
Of course.
But I asked this on an old episode of Oops the podcast, and my question, I'll frame it here, is how many stories do you think you could catch a full-grown woman? Like if your girlfriend or wife or whatever were falling out of a burning building or ready to jump, how many stories up could she be where you would be able to catch her?
One. What do you think the answer is?
Catch her clean. No part of her touches the ground.
Not even one.
One story? That's not bad.
How much does this person weigh?
I don't know. Average woman, 140.
So 140 pounds is coming at you from like 20 feet high.
Yeah, but you would tell her jump as if you are trying to land as flat on your back as possible.
Dude, my arms are going through the ground with her. My arms are getting ripped clean out of the sockets.
How do you think you'd try to catch her? Like a bundle?
I don't know.
You're just going like that?
I'm just so curious to know your genuine answer because I feel like you're about to drop like 8.
No, I think it's a typical story is 10 feet or something like that. So
I guess
I think 30 feet, 3 stories is about as high as it. Before
you think you could catch 140 pounds from 30
I'm
feet
definitely
in the
not
air.
dating a 150 pound woman.
130 pounds from the 3rd floor. We're on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I think that's
be
the
like a
height where like if she were on
missile
the
coming down.
well, I know that's why we're like on the 4th floor. I'm stepping aside.
Dude, the 3rd floor, your arms are like it's gonna be just broth.
I know, but she deserves for me to try. I'll probably get hurt.
It
but
has to be multiple people.
That'll bond us together.
I think on the bright side, neither of you would die.
Right.
You know, there's
I think
there's videos of these scenarios.
You break the fall.
You would break the fall. You would 100% fall. She would 100% hit the ground.
I know that I would
You would
fall.
both break multiple bones.
I think you're just protecting her head and spine as best as you
But
can.
I thought your original question was without her touching the ground.
Yeah, I think I could catch a 140-pound woman clean from 3 stories. I think so.
You want to try?
I would like to try. How could we do that?
We could get 140 pounds worth of something.
No. We got to ask who's 140 pounds.
Because we're not throwing someone off a building.
It's the body dynamics, though.
Yeah, but Roan, that is a good point. I am not going to feel the same way about a 140-pound blow-up doll laden with weight.
Yeah, that's true.
That
the adrenaline.
I am about a woman I care about.
That is true.
And if I do catch her, my first conversation is, you need to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah. Let's get you on. Yeah, catch her, give her a jab of Ozempic as she's coming down.
Yeah, just like as she's recovering. No, that's nothing. It's like a kid that you're trying to distract after a shot.
It was the ground. No, the ground. You should hit the ground hard.
Is that a bee? When you're a beehive?
I think I had bees in my pocket. Must have escaped. Yeah, I mean, dude, I honestly think 1 story max for anybody.
I tried to jump
without
off a second story
touching
once.
the ground, without her touching the ground. 1 story max.
I tried to jump off a second story. I think I broke my foot.
You jumped off your 2nd story?
Yeah, or like was hopping down. I climbed up to get like a frisbee from someone's porch, and I was climbing down, and the porch broke, and I like fell down and
holy shit,
I think I broke my foot, fucked up my ankle badly.
When did this happen? This morning?
No.
You're saying it like it happened like today.
No, this was like when I was like 22.
You're like, dude, I jumped off 2nd story. I think I broke my foot. Like, what do you mean you think you broke your foot?
He's right. The way that you didn't know the actual medical result made it sound very present. Yeah, I fucked up my foot, probably my ankle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll be able to survive.
I'm going to get it looked at soon.
Yeah. I should be good. They said just walk it off.
How far do you think my balcony is? Would you even call that 1 story?
Of your apartment?
Yeah.
Dude, I could catch Coach Doug's off your balcony.
Okay. Well, how high up do you think that is? That's probably 10
Barstool
feet.
beef.
Yeah.
That's not even close to 10 feet because I can touch
No,
my
it's
balcony
not.
with
It's
my
so
hand.
It's so low.
Yeah, that's probably 7 feet.
You live almost at street level. I could peeping Tom you by jumping.
You live at Shaq's height.
Yeah, it's probably 7 feet. 3 feet higher.
You live in a bunk bed.
It's nothing.
You're in a top bunk essentially, because your first floor goes down. You're on the 2nd floor, so you're not even off the ground.
It's like halfway up.
You're in a bunk bed.
Yeah.
3rd story of your building, I would have no problem catching a woman who cared about how she looked.
3rd story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you could, Sass. Don't give yourself don't rip credit away from yourself. There's an athlete under there.
When we were in Wyoming, we had there was a
4th story. It's like, okay, Pilates 4 days a week. You better be trying.
Embrace your core.
Yeah.
When we were in Wyoming, we went on there was one day where we decided to stray from the path, and we went and we drove 10 miles down this like dirt road going like 1 mile per hour because it was on the side of a cliff and it wasn't like a real road. And we hiked down a mountain with no path, and then at the bottom, right before we got to the river, there was probably like a 10-foot drop, and Matt jumped and landed fine, and then me and Bo needed to be hoisted down.
Damn.
Because I was looking at that. It was like I feel like I was a little kid. You ever remember being like a little kid and you're looking at something, you're supposed to like everyone else jumped off of it, and you're looking down and you're like, dude, if I jump off that, my legs are gonna snap in half.
It's like you were helped onto a boat.
Yeah. But it's like you know deep down. Like, you know what you're capable of.
But that's where the whole parkour thing comes in, where you're not supposed to just jump straight onto your legs. You're supposed to jump out and roll.
But there was nowhere to roll.
So how did Matt do it?
He's just really athletic.
Yeah, that's why I'm probably closest to him.
Yeah.
I think that you would jump and do that like awkward fall where you land on your feet and fall to your knees right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're being double jumped
but
on
it
the
was
trampoline.
like the landing was at a slant. So I just saw, I'm looking down at it and I'm also lying completely. Bo didn't have to get hoisted down. I just said that to make myself feel better.
I was about to say, there's no way.
No way,
and
Bo.
I was going to say, it would be I was going to say at least Bo got hoisted down too.
I was the only one that got hoisted down. I was looking at it and
they
I was
caught you. They
Bo
caught
jumped.
They caught you.
They caught me, yeah.
So there you go.
They caught me.
You're a 140-pound woman. You have
caught
the
you by
build
the
of
what?
It was a really embarrassing
They
moment
caught
in my
you by the
life.
what?
How did they catch you? Did they catch you clean?
It was not clean. That was the worst part. It was a lot of like flailing. Yeah.
Did you touch the ground?
I didn't touch the ground, no, because they lifted me and carried me and dropped me down.
Wait, they lifted you from up there?
What?
Like it was like I
Stand
went,
up
like,
and do it.
Like I went like this, like put my hands here and
Oh,
then
you
let
got it
my
for your
legs
butt and-
and let my legs hang.
Oh, and then they grabbed your legs.
They grabbed my legs.
I wish I had been there for this so fucking badly. I would have loved to have just had you just like shimmy you down, your body. Okay, I got him. No, you got him? You got him.
Or just get him under his armpits or something like that.
His legs are swinging.
But I know realistically I probably could have jumped and been completely fine.
But you were scared.
I was scared and I don't know. I've always had that feeling in me, like when I remember being like a child and like seeing people like jump off of things, and then I go to jump and I look and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna break my ankle.
You go on these wilderness fucking rugged fishing trips with these two mountain men all-American boys, and you have to be helped down off the ledge that they're just jumping off of. No thought about it.
All right.
It's one of the funniest images I've ever put
in my
head.
life.
I really don't give superlatives like that willy-nilly.
Ron, first of all,
Ron,
I'm gonna need you to be silent here because you would have 100%
I definitely
been
would
hoisted
have.
down.
But the difference is I don't go out on adventures. Like I know my place. There's no way I'm jumping down.
You're
not
just
athletic,
as unathletic as I am.
100%.
Francis, you wouldn't have been hoisted down. You would have jumped.
He would have easily jumped, but I don't go into places where I foresee the hoist, and I'm like, I can't make my boys hoist me.
Okay,
yeah, he avoids hoist.
I avoid the hoist.
He avoids the hoist.
I know that I'm not going to be put in
Let's
a
also
situation
keep
where
in
I'm
mind,
hoisting.
Matt was like a D1 athlete, and
What did he play?
lacrosse, and Bo is in
gonna be
the
a
process
Navy
of
SEAL or
training to
something,
be
yeah.
a Navy SEAL.
So really quick though, I just want to make sure we're on the right thing here, because a hoist to me is a lift.
It was a lift.
This is a lower.
It was a lower.
It's a D hoist.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the word would be for that.
It's not a foist, right? Is it a hoist or a foist?
I will say though, Bo was very hesitant. It did take him a while to do it.
So Matt went first.
Matt went first, zero problem.
I'm picturing him like kicking his feet up and like
It was
touching his
really annoying.
Is there any world where we can't find this spot again? Could we?
in a million years, no.
Yeah, okay.
I could find it maybe on my map.
No, I'd want to go.
Oh no, in a million years we would never find it.
I'm definitely
Like we could,
Yeah.
but that's never happening.
You know what we should do is we should go to your apartment and hoist you down from the fire escape.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about when I was locked out of my apartment and when I was like asking one of my neighbors, I was like, "Do you have any idea how?" And they were like, "You live right there," and I was like, "Yeah." Like have you tried just going up the fire escape? And I'd be like, "Dude, that would be like a scene." Like on my street, if all of a sudden I'm lowering down the ladder and I'm just climbing up the side of the building,
Yeah,
you'll
but
be like, "What are you doing?"
you could just tell people, "Hey, I live here. I locked myself out."
The door was locked anyway. The window was locked. I mean,
you lock your window.
it's always locked.
Good to know.
Have you ever opened that window?
Yeah, I open it occasionally in the summer,
Oh,
but to close it, you have to lock it.
Yeah.
It's just a latch.
I saw you out there having cigars and IPAs with Josh DM.
Josh DM.
Yeah,
Oh, Josh DM. I forgot about Josh DM.
who's
always
Josh
used
DM?
he always used to
It's
have
before your time.
cigars and IPAs on his fire
Cigars and
escape.
IPAs. Yeah. You would like to have cigars and IPAs on our fire escape as well.
That's what I mean. That was his vibe.
Who's Josh DM?
He used to work here.
He's an Ethiopian bro.
Okay. Was he the guy that said you weren't good at battle rapping?
No, that's
No,
Josh Prey.
that was Josh Prey.
Oh,
Different Joshes. Both Joshing though.
Nothing but respect for both of them.
Those are my brothers. Anytime you come through here, that's what the people don't understand. Once you've been through these halls, that's a kinship that cannot be fucking broken.
I'd go to war for Josh DM
And Josh Prey.
and Josh Prey.
I would link arms with them and go into one of those Green Street hooligan style battles.
dude, I can't get the image of you on your hands with them lowering your legs.
Was it like this, where you were on the edge and you shimmy to the edge and you're just like this?
It's like
with your
a-
legs
it
going
was
down?
exactly
the
that.
then they,
last
like,
woman
caught
getting
you.
onto the lifeboat
It was
off
exactly
the
like that,
Titanic.
and then like a last second, like go back up. You're like, no, I can't do it, and go back up.
Yeah. But you did commit.
Oh, I committed. I did it, and then the place that we went, there was no fish. It was a frustrating day.
Those
What?
happen.
They insisted that we go off the path, and then we get down, and they're like, dude, there's water down here. Like, who knows? It might be like the sickest fishing we've ever seen because it's completely like unknown territory.
Yeah.
And then we get down there, and there is a river, so we're like, oh shit, this could be sick.
Well, it's,
And then we get down, and the river's like 1 inch deep.
yeah, I mean, it's what Bruce Wayne's dad said to him in Batman Begins. It's not how we get hoisted down; it's how we
Get
Hoist
hoisted
yourself
up.
back up.
hoist
How
ourselves
many times
back
you
up.
get hoisted down and hoist ourselves back up?
We did fly back up the mountain.
Mhm.
That was probably the most in shape I've been in recent memory.
Nice.
That was right around that video?
The
No.
chin video.
That's when you just said was the most in shape you've ever been.
No, I said that was the most shape I've been in recent memory. The best shape I've ever been was for that video.
How far back
Oh.
does your recent memory go? What is that time period?
Like
for
a
you?
year.
That's 1 year?
Like that was the best. Okay, sorry, that was the best shape I've been in the last year.
No, I'm not asking you to change that. I'm just curious. Everyone's recent memory is different. For me, recent memory is probably like 5 years.
Since you've been rehired? Oh no, that's more than 5 years.
Yeah, a little. Maybe, probably since COVID. I think COVID's like a demarcating line in time for me,
See, I don't really.
or maybe post-COVID
Yeah, I don't know.
is recent memory.
Well, the best shape I've ever been in was COVID. Right in the beginning of COVID.
Right, because you weren't old enough to drink.
No, because I was training for a half marathon.
Did you do it?
No, because it got canceled because of COVID.
Should have just ran it in the streets
Got up to 8 miles though.
with Tony Fauci.
That's impressive. I've never run that far.
It sucked ass.
That hurts.
And I got to the end. I did I was running on the beach, not the beach, the road of the beach in Massachusetts.
Oh, I see.
Because I was home because of COVID, and I like mapped it out, the run, and then I guess I ended up being like a mile off. So I got back to the car, and I still had a mile to go, and I just had to run around the parking lot for a mile,
Yeah.
just back and forth, and I was like, this sucks
That's
so
not fun.
much.
That's no good.
Where's the most fun place to run?
I
I like on a trail. That's
Trail's
kinda
great.
fun.
Trail's nice. Yeah.
don't know.
I like around a bay. If there's a loop,
Ooh.
there's a great run in Portland, Maine, the Casco Bay Loop. There's a parking lot, and then you get around there, and it's so easy to get halfway
Yeah,
that you're never gonna turn back.
Yeah.
So you have to finish, it's 3.5 miles, I think. So it's the perfect distance to, you run 1.75 miles is not hard.
Yeah.
And then you're like, now it's closer to go all
Back.
the way than it is to quit on myself.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah. I always liked running by the water. And if I run now, I go run by the water. But the problem is the wind.
Dude, we used to have to run that bay in preseason lacrosse in full lacrosse gear.
Oh, yeah.
And there'd be like half marathon people.
Oh, I thought you meant Portland, Oregon, brother.
Portland, Maine.
Oh.
I thought he meant Portland, Maine because he said Portland, Maine.
I'm not going to Portland, Oregon unless New York's burns down and I need to go see family.
Yeah.
Evacuate.
You guys are getting smoked in the comments
With what?
from the argument last episode.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they saying?
They were saying that I've never been more right about something.
No.
Yeah. They were like, I live in California. My whole family lives in California.
Wow. You
Everyone
must be right.
everyone I know's family lives in California.
I think the census has spoken.
The census has spoken. Oh, those Reddit threads.
Really?
Yeah. Not even in the son of a boy, like in like r/California. They were talking about it.
r/survival.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys really think that Tesla his full charge would go down?
Someone suggested a book about EMPs.
Yeah, I have a book about EMPs. It's called The Blackout.
We need some MREs. Fuck it, EMP.
I know. I keep forgetting to bring in my MREs.
What
I was
the
literally
hell?
showing them off to the fellas last night too.
On what?
FaceTime.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Why'd you get MREs?
I have them for
camping.
camping. But we wanted to try one, and I said I would bring in my jet boil and we could make one.
Well,
Have you had one?
no.
They sound fucking amazing.
I think the ones that I have are good.
I need to try one.
I
Bring
got
it
like
to New Orleans.
I got like pad thai.
Speaking of MREs, I am getting sent a ton of minibar snacks.
Nice.
The one hotel wanted to right the wrong of the $116 minibar bill I racked up by sending me free versions of those snacks. I was like, that's not
Yeah. Those
what I
snacks aren't
want.
really
I
good.
don't want more minibar.
Yeah.
Well, then it makes it less special.
I don't want more like chocolate covered pistachios.
Yeah,
like weird snacks.
I don't need to keep committing this mistake for free. That's not what I'm trying to learn from this.
And it makes it special when you're at the one hotel. It's like getting a Biscoff cookie while you're not on a plane. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You want to limit the
Exactly.
Stroop waffles to your flights.
Exactamundo.
some weird like off-brand Swedish fish.
Dude, really
that
quick.
comes in a glass jar for some reason.
Sometimes those are good though.
I flew to Denver and then took a very small plane to Telluride, which is one of the most dangerous airports
Yeah, we
in the
talked about
country.
that.
And we flew.
Wait, what was the airline?
It's like
Green.
Denver Connect or
Something
Sun
weird.
Air,
Sun Air, yeah,
something,
yeah,
like,
something like
that.
that, yeah.
And but on that plane, first of all, maybe 20 seats,
Yeah.
general admission.
Yeah.
And not in a Southwest Airlines kind of way. Like everyone, all the seats are exactly the same.
Yeah.
And they brought out a basket of treats, and it was all candy,
Mm.
and it was all king size candy.
Ooh.
God damn.
I'm talking a Reese's package that was 4 cups,
So they know you guys are fried.
like movie theater Sour Patch Kids.
They're like, we're as high as you guys right now.
Peanut M&Ms. Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable.
That's pretty sick.
On a 45-minute flight.
That's
it was
pretty
so
sick.
cool.
That sounds amazing. Was it one of them where you're like, take two?
No, I felt like
Take two would be
given the size
greedy.
was.
Does that not annoy you guys when you're on Delta and they're like, take as many as you want? And it's like, maybe just get bigger portions so I don't have to take 9 packs of Sun Chips.
I don't take 9 packs of Sun Chips. I take 1 or 2 different things.
Yeah.
What's your grab? What do you grab when they come around?
I
Say
take
you're
the
in first
Sun
class.
Chips. I take the Sun Chips and I take the chocolate squares. With
Michael and Augustine.
The pink package.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those are pretty good.
They have different. They have different snacks in first class versus coach on Delta.
Oh yeah, obviously.
The snacks in first class it's pistachios.
Brother, I'm not talking about Coach.
Right. So then my question
The
would
honey
be,
pretzels, the gummy bears.
They sent me my flights for New Orleans and they were like, do any of these work? And I didn't reply. I was like, I'll I'll handle this. You guys don't got to worry about it.
Do
This one's on me. All right.
Are you actually? You're paying for it?
I'm not sitting 48F, bro.
F is at least window.
Every time I fly for Barstool, it's you guys in first class and it's me like against the bathroom in the back of the plane.
That's not true.
Well,
What do you mean it's not true? It's all, dude.
if you
one
had
time
better
when-
status, then
when me and-
you'd be up with us.
This was before. I think this was before you were on the podcast, Francis. Me and Roan and Tommy went to LA to do neighborhood eats, and we took a red eye home. And
Oh man.
we landed me and Tommy were in the last row of the plane.
Yeah.
We landed. I texted Roan and I was like, "Are you still here?" And he goes, "I'm home." He was back in Brooklyn, and we were still deboarding.
They were still on the plane.
Oh, I love it.
And I was like wide awake too because I'd laid down the entire time.
That was such a brutal flight.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's a rough red eye. But I was like fine taking it because I was like, well, I'm going to sleep the whole time.
That was back when I was still super scared of flying.
Yeah.
And I remember we went to the.
I remember you crushing an Ativan and snorting it on the top of a urinal.
No, that was pre
Baby
Ativan.
changing table.
That was. I remember we went to that bar right before the flight, and I chugged 3 Bloody Marys, and then I got a Miller Lite when we got on the plane, and then I passed out.
Did I tell you that I threw up in the bathroom on the way to Denver?
Yeah.
Or when I got to Denver, I threw up.
Yeah. What happened?
I think it was when I got to. Maybe it was in Chicago. Well, they had a gender neutral bathroom.
On the plane?
No, in Chicago, I'm pretty sure they called the single bathroom that sits between the men's and the women's, which is usually the family bathroom.
On a plane?
No. In the airport.
Oh, I was like, what plane are you flying? Are you flying like Dubai
the
Air?
upstairs?
Yeah. Emirates?
They have the women's on the right and the men's on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
left. And then in the middle, there's like a individual, but very spacious, always very clean, by the way, family bathroom. But
Yeah.
in Chicago, I think
It's gender neutral.
they called it the gender neutral bathroom.
Because everyone in Chicago's gay.
Sure. And I went in there, locked the door, and
Except for our brothers at Barstool, of course.
threw up.
Why did you throw up?
Because we had gone to a pretty heavy dinner the night before that, the Monteverde dinner.
You threw up after that?
Yeah, the next morning.
I felt sick on the way back from that too.
Dude, I think it was all the red meat. We ate a lot of like Wagyu skewers. That was
lot of Wagyu.
really heavy.
Don't make faces, bro. We're going to have nice dinners in New Orleans.
You guys sound like girls.
I was so shocked
Like
that
you ate a meal and then you threw up after? What?
I didn't throw
I
up.
thought you were gonna say like, oh, I got super sick on the plane. Never happens to me.
You're saying we
You were like,
sound
no,
like
I
girls?
had a steak the night before.
You had to be helped down a 5-foot cliff like a damsel.
Dude, you ate a steak and projectile vomited in the queer
Did not
bathroom.
projectile. I also did that thing where I knew it was going to be loud, so I turned on the
Yeah.
tap, and it did so little.
yeah.
It's like,
It keeps turning off. You
it's
gotta
like
hover your
firing a
hand under it.
bazooka over a stream.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
I got car sick on the way home from the airport then that day, and I've never gotten car sick, and my body like was thrown into a panic. Like I really didn't have any idea what was happening.
Yeah, getting car sick is such
I thought
a
I was
bad
dying.
feeling.
I was like,
So
"What's
bad,
my
dude.
body just like was jolted." I was like, "Oh, this is car sickness."
Two
I just-
worst throw ups ever: car sick and nicotine.
Nicotine is
Yeah,
bad.
combined them. First time I ever dipped
Yeah,
was in the back
combined.
of a car
Yeah.
on the way to Dartmouth.
Yeah.
We were driving there for some bullshit party or something like that.
Bullshit ass Dartmouth party.
And that drive, Dartmouth is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. I feel like that's like a lot of those big schools. Like, isn't
Hanover, New
isn't-
Hampshire. Yukon's in the middle of nowhere.
I know UConn is, but isn't fucking Cornell in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Like super hard to get to.
Yeah, it's really far.
Penn
Yeah.
State, of course.
Penn State, we are.
We are.
Well, we'll see.
You're backing out?
Well, no, it depends on if my sister goes there or not.
Is she backing out?
She hasn't decided. She's
I
only
thought she was leaning towards Penn State. I
she's
thought it was
leaning
like-
towards Penn State.
What do we got to say? What do we got to do? NIL.
Well, Ohio State winning the championship didn't help.
Penn State just got Ohio State's D-coordinator.
But she was in between Ohio State and Penn State.
She cares about that?
No.
Okay.
I do.
Well, then, as just pure partying, Penn State smokes Ohio State.
She's not. I don't think she's like a huge party person.
She will be.
Not
She
yet.
just wants to go to a big school.
She will be.
Not yet.
Well, NIL, we could throw whatever kind of money at, like whatever she's looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see.
We'll give her the Shador deal.
She's only a junior though, so
She's gonna be at the
she's got
party with
time.
like her Timex watch.
She's supposed to do her like SATs.
I can help her with that.
Yeah.
This is getting creepy. I don't like it.
Should send you down to help my little sister with SATs so that she can go to Penn State.
Hey, you're good.
Is Penn State hard to get into?
Yes. Out of
No.
state it is.
I think it's like a 50% acceptance rate.
Out of state, isn't it? Not that?
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50.
Yes or no? It's
Really?
a binary.
That would be the best school I got into. I got deferred from DePaul. It's like a 90% acceptance rate.
They didn't know you were a prodigy.
It's so weird. You are smart.
I just was so bad in school.
I know, and I've met people like that, and that's just one of those things where I'm like, you made a choice. You were making a choice in high
No, his
school.
brain is
not
rotten to the
care.
core. What are you talking
I don't know if
about?
I made a choice as much as because the thing is, I actually did try. It was freshman year. I failed 2 classes, like F.
Where you weren't trying though.
I wasn't
then.
trying, but then after that,
But-
I didn't get anything lower than
so,
a B. But my
forgive me
GPA
for-
just like wouldn't go up.
I realize that I'm sounding privileged and cunty here. So just help me for this. When you were in those classes, right?
Yeah.
Over the course of a year, and your teacher would say, "This is the homework assignment," and you would not do it.
Yeah.
And you'd show up the next day and she would say, "Where is it?"
Yeah.
I mean, were there not moments along the way where you got detentions or calls home to your parents or moments where you were like, this sucks. I don't want to have to stay after school and do like extra study halls and have my parents be mad at me and all this and like take away my PlayStation, whatever. Were there no moments of trying to correct it? How did you get away for an entire year with failing those classes?
No, it was brutal. I mean, it was like, dude, I would be like walking in between classes and then I would just see my parents in the school. And I would be like, fuck.
You doing here?
I would be
didn't
like,
even know they were coming in?
"No." Yeah.
And it wasn't parent-teacher
And then
conference.
my dad would be like, we'll talk when you get home. And I'd be like, fuck.
Were you going
Wow.
viral at this time?
No.
Did you
Nothing
think
weren't
you were
even
getting
going viral?
Had nothing going
Did
for
you
me.
think you were getting away with it?
No, dude, it was genuinely like, it would be like, like, yeah, there was definitely like tests and shit that I didn't study for, and I knew I didn't pay attention in class, so I knew I was gonna fail them. But like there was a lot of times where it'd be like my mom would be like, "Did you do your homework?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I did it," and I did. And then I'd get to class and they'd be like, "Well, there was 2 assignments," and I'd be like, "I didn't know, I forgot about the other one."
Okay, so it was an organizational issue.
Yeah, there was definitely a problem. It was also, yeah, I just was lazy and didn't want to do
Yeah.
schoolwork, and I also just couldn't pay attention in class.
I guess I get it. Yeah. When did you go on medicine?
Well, I stopped medicine in 10th grade, I think.
So you were already on medicine. The medicine was making you lazy.
I was on Adderall from 5th grade to
Oh, this is on Adderall?
10th grade.
You weren't doing your homework on Adderall?
He
Yeah.
got numb to it. He beat it.
You beat Adderall like Dana beat Ozempic?
No, my grades went up a lot when I was on Adderall.
Yeah.
Just because, like,
course.
just from simply just being able to pay attention in class.
Yeah.
And, like, then now you're doing better on tests and quizzes, even if you don't study. But, yeah, I don't remember when I feel like I stopped taking it in 10th grade because I definitely took it in 9th grade.
What were the classes that you failed freshman year?
I have no clue.
Was it math and science, or was it
no.
like health and
It was
Rock
health.
climbing.
I failed health
yeah?
because I've told you. I think I've told the story about why I failed health.
Because you were so unhealthy.
No, because I was staying after for Spanish class because I was failing Spanish as well.
I see.
And I think those were the two that I failed. I think I failed Spanish and health.
That makes sense to me. I'm happy to hear that it was those two as opposed to, math and
English
or something. Yeah.
No, I failed health because I was staying after for Spanish, and we were doing we had to do like the egg baby, where you take an egg
and you hoist it down a mountain.
You take an egg and you poke a hole in both sides and you blow out all the yolk, so you just have the egg shell. And then you have to like put it in like a basket and you have to carry it around like it's a baby. And I was staying after for Spanish. Also, I had a Tupperware. So I realized about halfway through that I could just put the lid on it and just throw it in my backpack and then I'd always have it. But like when you were in class, you had to like take it out because teachers would like tell on you. And
what was the point of this?
Because most of the kids in his like high school were going to have children while they were in high school.
No, you guys never had to do that like with like the flower baby or some shit like that?
I think we did. I vaguely remember that. I think it's
pretty common. I still don't know what the point of it is, but I think it's pretty common.
I remember the flower
responsibility
thing.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think it's a responsibility thing. But I was staying after for Spanish to like retake a quiz or something, and then I was leaving, and as I'm leaving I like packed up all my shit and I walked out, and then I got like maybe 5 feet away from the door, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot my egg." And I went to go back in, and I look and I see it on the desk, and I see the teacher sitting at her desk, and she wouldn't let me in. She was like, "You lost your baby."
Necesita un huevo?
Yeah, she was like, you would never leave your baby in a classroom like that. And I was like, well, it's not my fucking baby, it's an egg. It's an egg.
And you said 12. That to her.
I was like, yeah, it's an egg, and I forgot about the egg. If it was a baby, I probably wouldn't have forgotten the baby. But it's a hollow eggshell. And then I failed because that was like if you did that, it was an instant F in the class. So
in the whole class for a high school year.
That was like because it was like a fake class. It's like one of those classes where you only have to take it for like one semester.
And there's only one assignment. There's only one thing upon which they're grading you.
Well, we had other assignments, but I think that one counted for like 45% of our grade.
So it was like the easiest class possible to pass.
Yeah.
All of this squares for me. However, the only thing that I would ask is, were you not good enough at bullshitting to get yourself out of those things?
He's no nonsense. He's not a bullshitter. He's a realist.
Dude, you could bullshit a health teacher like it was nothing.
No, this health teacher was like known to be a real piece of work.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the Spanish teacher was worse.
Okay, fair enough.
What
was their name?
Were my rivals. I don't remember either of their names.
Rivals.
I hated them. But like, dude, it is weird because like I got decent SAT scores. I didn't do great.
I know you're smart. I that's how I started.
But my GPA was just so bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you fail some classes, that's going to be
fail
tough.
Is a 0
on your GPA.
On your GPA, it's a 0. So you fail once, that 0 is still bringing you down for like it was impossible to recover from.
Yeah,
like my DePaul didn't want you.
That's why DePaul didn't want me. But I had to use it as I had to use it to my advantage and be like, this is proof that I've grown.
Yeah, right. Look at how much every year I got better.
I was an abomination as a youth.
Yeah, and then in college I had all A's.
Did you?
Yeah, and then I failed out.
Well, when did you have all A's?
I had all A's for the whole year. I probably had all A's and I probably had a couple B's. But it was like I had really good grades.
All A's and some B's is basically all A's.
I think I had like one
with
B.
A fail.
I think I had like one B.
All A's, B's, and a fail.
No, it was, and then I had a Zoom meeting with Gaz, and then I just stopped because it was during COVID. End of the year, I just stopped going to class.
Yeah,
it's par for the course.
Yeah,
you phone it in, they don't give a fuck.
I'm lucky. I know I'm lucky. I grew up in a family and a school where they wouldn't let me.
No, I don't think you're understanding. Like I was lucky too. I was just a piece of shit. My sister went to Northwestern.
I'm not saying anything about your intelligence. I know how smart you are.
No, I'm saying like my family was furious with me.
Right.
Like it wasn't like I was just like fucking off. I would get screamed at every day after school.
I don't mean this. I don't mean this for you. I'm saying that I know I sound tone deaf sometimes when I'm like, I don't know how any student could ever fail high school or whatever. Like I know that there's different systems of oversight. Sounds like you were just,
I think you're right.
And
I think you're right. Like I was like retarded. Like it was like there was no reason that I should have been getting those grades.
You went to the same types of schools.
I get how you got them. And now I know how it happened. But for me, the hard part was understanding how it got that far. Because if I were getting a C in something, it would have been like, okay, we need to write this. And we're going to stand over your shoulder until you fucking figure it out.
That's what it was for me.
And try.
Yeah.
And apply yourself.
That's what it was for me. But I still was fucking up.
You couldn't.
How are you fucking up with someone
path.
standing over your shoulder?
Because like my dad would be like, we're doing your math homework. And I'd be like, all right, let's do it. And then I'd get into class and they'd be like, that's the wrong assignment. That was last week's homework.
Oh, so okay. All right. So you were really bringing home the wrong.
I just wasn't paying attention and I would just fuck up that way. If you don't pay attention ever, you're gonna fuck up.
Did you have a laptop in those classes? Did you have a laptop?
We had laptops I don't remember when we got them.
What was distracting you from class? What were you doing instead?
Thinking up tweets.
Were you daydreaming?
Tweeting.
You were on your
daydreaming.
phone.
No, we weren't allowed to use our phones. I would play Tetris a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't do that.
When Fortnite got big, it was a problem senior year.
But that was at home.
No, everyone was just watching Ninja play Fortnite on their laptops.
Yeah, see so then there you go. This to me is a generational thing. I didn't have those types of distractions.
Yeah.
You would have loved Ninja, bro.
I bet.
You would have loved Ninja. Ninja at his peak. Like Ninja was streaming with Drake like during school and everyone was just watching that.
Yeah. we didn't have an iPhone until my senior year of college and nobody got them, high school, and nobody got them then.
Yeah. I didn't have a phone until high school.
So in that regard, I would say I was lucky that the distractions were not as distracting.
Yeah.
Nah, you weren't getting bogged down in Ninja. You wouldn't have. I just know you wouldn't have.
But also I just hated school. I just hated school. So that was pretty much it.
But I will say
that was
this.
why dropping out was such an easy decision because I was like, yeah, I fucking can't stand. I can't even imagine another 3 years of this shit.
I didn't like high school. I liked college.
I hated it.
But
even like the shit that I was interested in.
But I liked partying in college. I liked playing beer pong.
Yeah, but that's not college.
That's what college was for me. Because we didn't really get to do that much in high school.
Yeah, we didn't either, but we didn't. Like, I moved to New York, I could still play beer pong.
Yeah, that's the difference.
With my friends that are 15 years older than me.
There was no option. There was no chance that I was going to have like a salary and a job until after college.
Well, yeah, that's why I wouldn't have dropped out if I didn't have a salary and a job.
I know. That's where everything's different. Yeah.
What if I ended up being more successful if I stayed in college? Because I was in college to be a screenwriting major. What if I wrote like Dune 2? Like what if that's where I ended up?
You would have easily. Because you would have been instilling discipline in yourself instead of lack of discipline.
And see you up there with your Oscar.
Yeah.
And this is to my health teacher
Yeah.
who failed me for
Yeah.
leaving my egg. I showed you.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick. I think you still have it in you, though. I think you just jump on Dune 3 or 4.
Yeah. Can't be that hard.
Those movies suck anyway.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Yeah.
just a bunch of like names and like procedurals. Like
Yeah.
for the first hour of the first one, which I've tried to watch twice and couldn't get through.
They're adapted from books.
I never watched them.
It's really not that hard. You're just translating it.
Just translate a book, dude. But I will say that if your dad was over your shoulder as you're doing your homework and you're still failing, that's on him a little bit.
I'm telling you, but
Yes, I
I didn't
agree.
fail. I didn't fail after freshman year.
And then if your sister got into Northwestern, to me it means that either they didn't care as much about you or learned their lesson from you to then apply it to your sisters.
I don't think anyone, like my sister there was never any problems with her. She always had straight A's. And then my younger sisters all have good grades.
It's boys.
Boys will be boys.
I have heard that there's a gap in the boys and girls in school.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They should be great. They should be great in boys on a curve.
Yeah.
They should.
An 89 for a boy should be like a 95.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember any girls in my high school having to tuck their boners into their waistbands.
They
No.
have to tuck your
Barely,
wives.
run off to the bathroom because they can't
No.
even think.
No.
Juuling in the bathroom.
Juuling in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Juulin's probably killing the boners. it can't be helping boners. Jewel?
I'm so glad we got to learn a little bit about you. That's interesting.
Yeah, this has been a great episode.
Appreciate
this has been a
that.
great little
Thank
session.
you for sharing
I
that.
think I've talked about it before.
We
It was
weren't
a deep
listening.
dive.
No one was listening.
Yeah.
No one was paying
Yeah.
attention.
We didn't care yet. You weren't successful enough yet.
I don't
Now-
think I'm successful enough yet. Still.
You're
Yeah,
pretty
you
successful.
are. You were at that. You're the guy from that Bill
To be
story.
like, yeah, I failed out of college.
I
Like,
could have
well, we'll see.
I could have written B movie too.
I would think there's a lot
C
more
movie.
successful people in stand-up who have your story than have my story.
But my story's not like, I think you're giving my story too much credit. I just fucked off freshman year of high school when I was like 12 and then was unable to recover from it.
I like to know your story.
Like, it wasn't like I was like pulling myself out of the mud.
Kind of though.
Like, my parents cared.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, you weren't, you're not like some rags to riches hood story
Yeah.
of comedy. I'm talking about Louis, Nate Bargatze, like all these people have told stories on stage.
Oh, yeah, I
about
guess that makes sense. Yeah.
not giving
Colin Jost though.
There
Harvard,
are
Harvard.
a few.
Did you see his chains that he was wearing?
Conan,
Conan.
Yep.
Wow.
BJ Novak.
Novak.
Harvard. Yep.
Who else? Twain.
What's the
Zuckerberg.
Suck. Well, he didn't
Indian
graduate.
woman from The Office?
Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, Mindy.
Mindy Kaling. She went to Dartmouth.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
What?
I thought you were talking about Harvard.
I appreciate you just absolutely dismissing Dartmouth as being in the same league as Harvard.
Yeah.
Trump went to UPenn.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good school.
Elon UPenn.
Really?
All Philly guys, man. It all runs through Philly.
all runs through Philly.
All runs through Philly.
Elon transferred to UPenn from college in Canada, and he made money he lived off campus, and I think I've said this, he and his buddy would have parties at their house,
Yeah.
clear out like all the furniture, and just sell. They'd make people pay at door price,
Yeah.
and they would just destroy their home and make money on the party that way, and then everyone would leave, and they'd kind of like live in the ruckus of it.
Damn. Pretty good way to make money.
$5
Probably
a
make
cup.
a ton of money.
I don't know. I feel like you just covered the cost of the party. Maybe I should have been charging more though. I don't know what their cover charge at Elon's house was. Must have been incredible. Just goose stepping all over the place.
$5 for a solo cup. Keep your cup all night.
Nowadays, you could probably get away with like 20.
Bitcoin for a solo.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember in high
20
school.
for a cup?
I
Like,
had
that's like, you would pay that.
I was one of the
If you're going to a party, you're going to spend $20 on beer anyway.
in Maine. Not many people had fake IDs. There wasn't a huge market for it, and I was one of the few people who got one
Yeah.
because there was a guy that I heard, and before he got shut down, he had this. He was making them. He was a really smart kid.
Yeah.
He had bought this like really expensive printer somehow to
Is
make
this
some.
the Asian kid?
No,
Oh, he was making them like,
you're making.
I guess because they probably didn't need the scan.
it did scan.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it scanned.
And he wasn't Asian.
Correct.
Huh.
He had red hair. I think his name was
Korean?
Noah. That's Asian. But he went to the private school, and he made them, and I got one for me and one for my buddy. And then people found out that I had them, and
Yeah.
older kids would ask me, they would drive me to the gas station to buy beer for them. And I was so eager to please that I would do it, which, is such a big risk.
Yeah.
I should have been charging like crazy, service fees for that, but I didn't. But then
I did the exact same thing.
when I was a senior, I would buy a 30 rack at, Big Apple for like $16.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to O'Connell's house, because his basement, party in O'Connell's basement. And
Of course.
I would sell individual beers for $1. So on a $16 case of beer, I would make
Flipping your money.
$14 a profit.
Yeah. You're drinking you're getting your money back.
I know, but even then, again, it's like what's the risk? It was so not worth it.
Yeah, I remember people asking me to get them beer in high school, and I would do it, and then I would be like so nervous.
It's so
and then
scary.
And then they'd be like, "How much?" And I would just tell them the exact amount that it costs.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like those people that
I'd be like rounding down.
went around and they were like, "Yo, dude, this guy just bought me beer, and by the way, he's got a 6-foot penis."
Yeah.
And he's really good in bed or whatever. No, there was no utility that came from it at all.
No.
It's victim. It's like, oh, I got some guy to get us beer.
Yeah.
This guy's like a victim in your plot.
Correct. You're a sucker. One time, I bought Andrew Decker Featheroff,
Of course.
a case of beer, and I was so nervous going in that
Is
I
he
got
Native
him.
American?
He told me to get his name was hyphenated, and he told me to get a certain type. I think he wanted like Rolling Rock, and I was so nervous picking out the beer that I got the wrong time. I think I got him Sam Adams or something like that.
Ooh.
And I remember I brought it out, and he like was so disappointed. And I get in the car, and he like tells me, and then he calls his buddy Trevor, and he's like, "I hope you're ready to drink some Sam Adams. Francis fucked up the beer order."
Who they don't even fucking know. That's crazy now to think like this 18-year-old's palate wasn't good enough for Sam Adams. Fucking Decker Federoff.
ADF knew.
Dude, being 18 and expecting a light beer and then getting a Sam Adams.
Yeah, but like, what does it matter? It's just like you're 18 years old and drinking.
Yeah.
And it's like fresh, cold beer.
Yeah, that's true.
Who gives a fuck?
But like coming out with like the Oktoberfest.
I was so
you got
ashamed.
the 30 bottles.
I was so ashamed that I had let him down.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was part of his ploy to keep you under his thumb.
Yeah.
Decker Federoff.
Featheroff.
Damn, what a bastard.
All right, I gotta run.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next week.